Now, pollination by biotic agents. A large proportion of plants use biotic agents for achieving pollination. The major biotic agents of pollination are insects, birds, mammals, and reptiles. Insects are the most dominant biotic agents of pollination. Moth, bees, ants, beetle, butterflies, wasp, flies. These are the major insect species which carry out pollination. Sunbird, hummingbird, these are the avian species. Bats, lemurs, and arboreal rodents are the mammalian pollinators. Lemurs are the large mammals. Arboreal rodents, the rodents which live on the branches of trees like squirrel. Then reptiles, gecko lizards, garden lizards, these are the reptiles which carry out pollination. Among all these biotic agents, the insects are the dominant pollinators of flowers. Now, the characteristics of insect pollinated flowers or animal pollinated flowers. The flowers which are pollinated by insects and animals are usually large, colorful, fragrant, rich in nectar. If the flowers are very small, they are packed into a compact cluster which is called inflorescence to make it conspicuous. The flowers which are pollinated by beetles and the flies secrete unpleasant odor to attract animal pollinators. Animals are usually attracted by color or fragrance of the flowers. The pollen grains of animal pollinated flowers are usually sticky. Now, the flowers provide a reward to the animal pollinators because animals perform a very important service, that is pollination. The animals are attracted to the flowering plants by color and fragrance. During their visit, the body of the animal, which is covered with hair, is coated with the sticky pollen grains. Unknowingly, the body of the animal is coated by sticky pollen grains. When the animal pollinator visits another flowering plant to harvest the nectar, fruits, or other floral products, the pollens come in contact with stigma and pollination is achieved. So animals perform, they serve, they offer a very important service to the flowering plants, that is pollination. When they visit from plant to plant, incidentally, unknowingly, pollination is achieved. So for this important and useful service, animals are given a very important reward by the flowers. The flowers provide the reward to the animals in the form of nectar and pollen grains. Nectar and pollen grains are floral rewards. These are the insects pollinating a flowering species. The floral rewards are provided to the animals, and animals actually visit the flowering plants to harvest, to collect the floral reward, which are in the form of nectar, pollen grains, and other floral products. Now, what is the floral reward given by some flowers like Amorphophallus and Euca? Amorphophallus is the tallest flower in the world, about 6 feet in height. Euca is another flowering plant which is pollinated by Pronuba moth. And Amorphophallus is pollinated by a species of wasp. Now, in these two plants, the pollinating insect or moth lays eggs inside the ovary. and in return, the moth or the wasp pollinates the flower. So there is a one-to-one relationship between the Amorphophallus and the wasp, Yucca and Pronuba moth. Without Pronuba moth, the Yucca plant cannot complete its life cycle. Without the Yucca, the Pronuba moth cannot complete their life cycle. Similar in the case of Amorphophallus. There is a close relationship between the flower and the moth. Both of them are not able to complete their life cycle without each other. The flower is pollinated by the moth, and the moth is provided a very important reward, that is a safe place to lay eggs. The moth lays its eggs inside the ovary of the flower. The ovary is a safe place to lay eggs. So the wasp or the Pronuba moth are provided a floral reward in the form of a safe place to lay eggs. In return, the moth or the wasp pollinates the flower. The moth or the wasp lays eggs inside the ovary. The eggs hatch into larvae. The larvae come out and they start developing by feeding on the seeds. Inside the ovary, eggs are laid. Eggs hatch into larvae. The larvae feed on the seeds. After that, they come out of the ovary. This does not affect the development of fruits and seeds. In fact, this is very essential for the plant to complete its life cycle. So for pollination, the insects and animals are always provided floral rewards by the flowering plants.